Hello again, fellow BeachBum traders, and happy Easter again to all of you from all of us in your BeachBum trading family. Thank you for joining us for part 2 of our weekly trading game plan for this week, for the trading week of April 10th through April 14th. We hope you all are enjoying a long Easter holiday weekend. A little time to decompress and get ready for next week's trading week. So in part 2 of our weekly trading game plan, we'll look at our top swing trading stocks to watch. We'll look at our bullpen, our shopping list, our ETFs, dividend payers, our option strategies, etc. So we've got a lot to cover. So we'll get started. Happy Easter again, Ollie in the Bay, Walter Lyons. Thank you for joining us for the live stream today. Hope you're having a good Easter holiday weekend. So here's our Google document for our part 2 of our weekly trading game plan. Again, our notes documents are publicly accessible. You can find a link to our notes in the description box below. We have links to bonus videos, to all the tools that we use, etc. in our notes documents, and we store our notes documents for our weekly trading game plans in a publicly accessible Google Drive folder, and you can also find a link to that Google Drive folder in the description box below, so you can refer back to these notes as well as the notes for our previous weekly trading game plans. If you haven't already seen part 1 of our weekly trading game plan for this week, titled The Stock Market Easter Egg Hunt, we would highly recommend you view that, as it has our market analysis, our strategies, trade ideas, etc. that all provide input into our selection of our top swing trading stocks to watch for this week. So we'd highly recommend you also view that. Happy Easter, Tony Roses, to Ricky Khan. Thank you for joining us. Hope you all are doing well as well. So first we'll talk about some of our trades from last week. Got a variety. You'll see the first one is on Disney. We had previously sold the cash secured put against Disney at 85 strike price, 4/21 expiration date. We sold it for $1. We bought it back on the 6th for 5 cents. So we got a net premium profit of 95 cents per options contract on this cash secured put scalp on Disney. Again, congratulations to everyone else that profited from this options trade on Disney. Again, this is one we'll look at if Disney happens to go back down. We'll look at if there's an opportunity to sell more cash secured puts on Disney, and essentially this is part of our strategy for generating our own types of dividends income stream while the market's kind of choppy. So we've been talking about this for quite some time. It's part of our overall strategy for income generation while the market's choppy, is selling puts, buying them back cheaper. SOXS, we talked about SOXS. SOXS is the short on the semiconductors. We talked about this yesterday, as well as one of the potential opportunities with divergence with some of the subsectors within technology. We got stopped out of the position we entered on the 31st at 1629, on the 3rd at 1684. So we got a small profit of a little over 3%, which equates to a monthly profit of over about 34%. And again, congratulations to all of our fellow BeachBum traders who have profited on these scalp and swing trades in SOXS. As we'll see, some of our fellow traders may have actually been able to profit more in these scalp trades on SOXS, and this is one that we'll be looking at playing again into the coming week. We've been talking about the sector rotations in and out of uranium. We've had several uranium stocks on our watch list. UROY has been one of them. We are now long UROY as of the 6th at 197. We'll take a look at the chart there. There may still be an opportunity if you're interested in getting in UROY. And then on pretty close to close on Thursday, we went long. UVXY is the leveraged long on the VIX. I wanted to get long on the VIX going into the holiday weekend. We've talked about how the VIX has a tendency to pop, and more so on long holiday weekends. We also talked yesterday that we've got CPI and PPI data coming up this week. So there's a number of volatility events that I wanted to get long. It was a little higher than I would have liked, but again, I wanted to get long the VIX going into the long holiday weekend, as well as these potential volatility events. And there's still an opportunity. Well, we'll see what it gaps up in the morning. If there's a significant gap up, then I wouldn't chase it, but you may be able to still get in along the VIX at some point. Just a reminder, if you want to get real-time trade alerts of when we enter and exit these trades, any level of our Patreon, we send out notifications via email, via our Patreon, when we enter and exit trades as quickly as possible. And we also post them in the alerts channels in our Discord, which all of our Patreons have access to. So if you would like to be alerted when we enter and exit trades, you can join any level of our Patreon, and you can see here in the alerts channel, we have the trade alerts where they get posted, and we also have a Thinkorswim alerts channel where price triggered alerts get automatically posted in this channel as well. And again, our Patreons have access to all of these alerts channels. Again, I don't recommend anyone blindly follow us or anyone else into a trade, but if you would find it helpful to see what kind of trades we're entering and exiting, and if that will help you succeed in your trading career, this is one way that you can get that information as quickly as possible. So now let me jump over to Webull, and we'll look at each of those trades from last week. Let me grab a drink a sec quick. So again, talked about the cash secured put we had sold on Disney. You can see Disney ran up. That caused the put premium to decline. We bought it back at 5 cents. So again, if Disney heads back down, that premium may increase, and then we'll rinse and repeat and try the selling more puts on Disney. Again, generate more income. Disney's been good to us recently in that strategy. SOXS, again, the short on semiconductors, you can see it, bottomed out here. We got it somewhere in here and then got stopped out when it rolled over. Let me see when that exited. So we exited on the 3rd. And again, if some of our BeachBum traders were able to stay in that a little bit longer, so you can see it kind of rolled over. We got stopped out at that point. Probably in that area. Let me zoom in a little bit and get in on the 3rd. So yeah, you see it peaked out, and you see how SOXS and SOXL, they're going about 2 pivot point levels, per day, up or down, and but they're adhering to these pivot points. So they bounce off the support levels, get rejected off the resistance levels. When it rejected off that, we got stopped out. Again, if you happen to have stayed in that, you would have got a nice price appreciation. We didn't chase it back up when SOXS went up and the semiconductors continued to decline. But we'll look for further opportunities to play this again. Again, this is pretty reliable opportunity, and again, good day trade opportunity as well. So that's one we're definitely going to be looking at for very short-term scalp type trades. Walter says he's still swinging SOXS. Congratulations on that. Yeah, it's a good trade. Good job. I know Walter's been very successful at trading SOXS. UROY, you see it put in this very stable bottom, was sitting at the support level, Finally, we bought in at that support level, and then it appreciated a little bit. So hopefully it'll be swinging back up from here. It's got, decent level of price appreciation. Near term, up into the 230s, longer term up above 3. Again, UVXY, ideally, I would have liked it, down. Well, we got in at 435, which was the previous low, but the VIX, I usually use the VIX as to determine entry points for UVXY, since as it's leveraged, it will deteriorate. So you can see the VIX is currently at 1840, previous low 1706. So you've got a little bit of risk downside, but obviously the VIX could pop up to 30, so 50% potential upside. So again, I still, we might get an opportunity depending on what kind of gap up we get in UVXY. So now let's look at our real-time watch list for this week. I'll go over the updates to our real-time watch list. This is, again, what we're watching real-time, what we have automated systems running against, alerting me on movements in this watch list. Again, another uranium stock we've been watching is DNN. We'll see it's still a little bit above support, but getting very close. I do have an order sitting out. It just hasn't hit yet. We're going to take Go off the watch list. It had already run up. Again, this is an investment firm on cryptocurrencies, gold, etc. It's already gone ex-dividend. The next ex-dividend is probably soon for April. So if you're still interested in the dividend on that, but it's relatively small. IPI is our potash play. We've talked about opportunities in potash. You can see our snippet, our short video on potash stocks to watch via this bonus link. It hasn't been released yet, but you can access that short video via the bonus link in our notes. METC is our play on coal. Again, we've been talking about these sector rotations with coal, with potash, with uranium, solar, etc. So we've been looking for, what if we see that sector rotation that we've been talking about, then what stock do we want to play, or what ETF do we want to play to take advantage of that sector rotation? So METC is the one that we're interested in for coal. You can see it pays a quarterly dividend. It went ex-dividend at the end of February. So if we see that rotation in and out of coal, that may be one that we take advantage of. One of our other old favorites in terms of dividends is OPP. This is that fixed income bond fund. So it also gives you exposure to bonds, an additional asset class, etc. Its next ex-dividend date is the 13th. You'll see when I look at the chart, so it's a little bit higher than the price target I would like it at, but it does pay, a 10-cent per share dividend. It's got a pretty good dividend yield, and I will probably buy a sizable chunk of OPP before it goes ex-dividend, so I can collect that monthly dividend. Hopefully we'll get a little bit of price appreciation, and then I wouldn't probably hold it long term, as we'll see it's suffered from some decay, but collecting that monthly dividend is beneficial. Palladium, PALL, we've been watching for a while. You'll see it's run up a little bit, but we'll keep an eye on that one. SOXS, we talked about. Again, my ideal entry position is based on SOXL. It's got SOXL has heavy resistance at 1840. So if they do try to push semiconductors back up as part of a technology push, or just a semiconductor push, like with NVIDIA, if they try to run NVIDIA up again, I'd be watching for a rejection at 1840 on SOXL as a trigger for entry into SOXS. We talked about UROY. we're going to take it out of our watch list, but again, you may want to take advantage of that. And we talked about UVXY. Again, I prefer the trigger to be the low of the VIX, but again, I wanted to get in before the holiday weekend. Again, if you would like to get more frequent updates to our watch list, as well as access to a daily automatically updated web page that includes price targets, ex-dividend dates, dividend yields, etc., whether symbols optionable or not, our Patreons have access to this automatically updated web page, and also to a stocks watch list channel in our Discord. And I post any more frequent updates, any further changes, as well as updates to our puts ROIC, our option strategy spreadsheet that we'll see in a little bit. I post that in the Stocks Watchlist channel in our Discord. So again, if you would like to get more frequent updates to our watch list, any level of our Patreon will give you access to the automatically updated web page and the Stocks Watchlist channel in our Discord. So we hope that you find that also helpful. And you can find a link to our Patreon in the description box below, and I'll throw that up in the banner as well. Welcome, Flip of the Shippa. Happy Easter to you. Thank you for joining us. So if we look at our real-time watch list in Webull, we'll zoom out a little bit on DNN so we can see DNN's a little bit above. I've got an order sitting probably at 92. That's a long-term support level around 91. Anywhere around $1 is pretty good. You know, it's got decent upside, 40% potential upside, very little downside. You see the recent low is 91. So again, I think my order's sitting there at 92 and just hasn't hit yet. Occasionally they spike it down, and I was hoping that might catch on DNN. Again, that's a uranium play. IPP is our potash play. Again, I'd like it down, you know, at the previous low. Looks like it might roll over and go down there again. Here's our coal. Again, like it, you know, low 8s. Again, we're watching, you know, sector rotation in and out of coal. If they rotate out, push it down, it might provide us with an opportunity. Here's that bond fund OPP. Again, you see it's a little bit higher than where I would like. A low 8, somewhere around, you know, low 8s would be good. But again, I'm probably going to want to get in a chunk of that before the ex-dividend date on the 13th, and then hopefully we'll get a little bit of price appreciation to complement that dividend. Palladium, PALL, you see it made a recent low at 125, so down there would be ideal. And it's got, you know, upside in the low 200s, so it's not really going to give us the 2-to-1 that we would ideally like. But again, it's a way to play that rotation in palladium. Talked about SOXL. See this resistance line at 840. 1840, which I use again as the trigger point to determine the entry point into SOXS. Okay, bullpen stocks. Again, the concept of the bullpen for anybody that's new to our community is stocks I'm not watching real time. They haven't presented the setup that I would like to add them to our main watch list, but I revisit them at the end of each day, see if their setup's improved. If it has, we put them in the game, boom up to our primary watch list. If they break down or run away, then we just take them out of the bullpen. And again, I just look at them the end of each day. We've had UUUU, which is another potential uranium play. We've had it in the bullpen for a while. I flip over and look at UUUU in Webull. We see it's still a little bit high. I'd like it, you know, ideally around 470 or so, 469, 470. And we'll see if we get a dip. Again, if we get a sector rotation, a push down in uranium, we might this might improve its setup for UUUU. So again, another uranium play. Our three that we prefer are DNN, UROY, and UUUU. There's also an ETF that we keep an eye on, which is URNM, that we'll see in our ETF spreadsheet in a minute. So let me talk about, now let me grab a drink and we'll talk about ETFs. I'll bring up our ETF spreadsheet while I grab a drink, and then we'll review our variety of ETFs. Just a quick reminder, I'll put the Webull ad up while I grab a drink a second. So again, if you're not already using Webull, you can see we use Webull primarily for all of our market analysis, our due diligence, the vast majority of our trading. So if you're not already using Webull, we highly recommend Webull. Again, we do the majority of our trading there, and you can help support the channel by using our affiliate link to Webull in the description box below. So let's talk about our ETFs. We've got quite a bit. We've recently snipped out several discussions we previously had on the best financial sector ETFs to trade if you feel compelled to trade the financial sector with all the bank collapse volatility going on. You can see our views on that, some ETFs you can use. Also, we've talked about top gold and silver stocks. I'm going to talk about one we're adding today, but you can see our discussion on those, and also real estate via the bonus links in the notes included in our notes. We'll release those as we're able. One we're adding to our spreadsheet thanks to Easy Mike. I haven't seen Easy Mike today, but he pointed out this SILJ, which is a Junior Silver Miners ETF. So we've added that in the silver category. Gives us a silver miners ETF that we can trade. We'll look at that in the ETF spreadsheet in a minute. It's very similar to JNUG, which is the Junior Gold Miners ETF. So it's nice to have a complement on the silver side. As we talked yesterday, I think silver has more potential upside than gold right now. So again, if you want to play it via the miners, you can play it via that ETF. And then, we've talked before about other ETFs to trade gold and silver, both short-term and long-term. We'll take a look at wheat when we get there again. Again, just a reminder that our All Access and BIP Patreons have 24/7 access to our ETF spreadsheet that we'll show you, as well as our dividend payers and our puts ROIC spreadsheet. So if you would like to be able to use these at any time to help you identify potential ETFs to take advantage, for example, of sector rotations, etc. If you join our Patreon at the All Access or VIP level, you have access to all of these Google Sheets that we developed, and I'll talk to a couple enhancements we just made to that spreadsheet, and then we'll show you those as well. So I recently took that technology components FinBiz screener that we showed and talked about in part 1 yesterday, and I've added that to a new sheet within this ETF Google Sheets. Maybe at some point we may split it off into a separate Google Sheet with some other content, but for now I've added a screener sheet to our ETF Google Sheet, and with a number of various screeners, one of which is that technology component screener that we talked about and showed yesterday, how you can use that to look for divergence within the subcomponents of the overall technology sector. So let me show those screeners first, and then again, we'll look at various ETF categories. So if anybody has a particular category of ETFs you want to look at, you can throw that up in the chat. So here's the new screeners tab. So we've got ETFs, we've got sectors to help you identify sector rotation, and now a list of screeners. So here's the technology components screener. You see they're named. And then there's URL, so you can click on the URL, and then also just the base site where that screener can be found. So again, quick reference to these various screeners. So again, we showed and we talked about this yesterday, how you can use this technology component screener to identify divergences in the various subsectors of the technology sector. So we hope that helps, giving you a quick reference to that. Several of these others I believe I've done previous videos. I think they're probably in the 4 a.m. video, which talks about my pre-market, my 4 a.m. Routine. So you can see other FinBiz screeners that I had, and I thought I'd just put those for easy access here in the screeners tab, so you all can use and benefit from those. So we've got, close to their 50 or, below their 52-week high, down 75% for the year, just above their 52-week low. Then I've got a link to a Benzinga screener that identifies pre-market movers. And then we've got gainers and losers, pre-market gainers, losers. And in pre-market would be a chart mill, and also gainers and losers after hours in chart mill. And then there was also a custom chart mill screener that I had a link to that identifies breakouts. So again, we've added links to all those. So quick links, quick reference. So you can jump over to the screeners tab in our ETF spreadsheet and quickly access all of those various screeners. So again, we hope that all helps as well. Good morning, The Crow. Happy Easter to you. Thank you for joining us. So let me zoom this in a little bit. Hopefully it won't get too small. And we'll quickly look through various ETFs. Again, if there's a particular category that you would like to look at, you can throw that up in the chat. So again, we talked about Lab U and Lab D as subcomponents of the technology sector. We've talked about yin and yang as China. If you short-term trading China, day trading China, yen long, yang short, Bitcoin. If you want to trade Bitcoin without the actual exposure to the cryptocurrency itself, you can long with BITO, short with BITI. We talked about coal, so you can see METC. Again, we'd like it down at 802. You can see the risk reward profile. Talked about we're watching copper a little bit. Talked about FANG D, but again with the flight to safety, using the FANG stocks as a flight to safety, a risk off move. I'm hesitant to go into FANG D because they might just keep pushing it up due to that. We talked about the gold ETFs and how you can access that video with more detail on that. Talked about natural gas yesterday and how it seems to be, it's in decline, could go down further, but otherwise it's pretty range bound between about 2 and 3 for the near term. So, we're not trading that any further. But if you want to, try for day trades, etc., we typically cold short, boil long. But oil, again, oil's pretty stable at 80 right now. Talked about palladium, PALL, so you can see our price target, support, resistance, ideally on PALL. Talked about IPI and potash. Talked about, we've got the video on real estate. We talked about SOXS and SOXL. So here's the new SILJ that we added, which is our junior silver miners, similar to JNUG, which is the gold miners. So now we're tracking the silver miners, and you can see what the risk reward profile and the support resistance that we've identified on those is. It's a little high, so we're not chasing that right now, but that'll give us an opportunity to trade silver miners if we wish to. We talked about bonds yesterday, and that bonds are starting to decline now, and we expect them to decline more to correspond with the Fed interest rates. And we talked about uranium. Here's the other uranium ETF that we watch, which is URNM. See, we also have a URA. And we talked about volatility. So ideally, we tend to prefer UVXY, but there's also this VXX. If you would prefer that one, it has a little bit different profile, different definition. And we talked about wheat. We've been kind of keeping an eye on that to see if that presents an opportunity. Wheat was a decline. It's been kind of a roller coaster. And then the Ukraine came out and said their harvest was going to be 10% less this year. So it popped up a little bit. But we're watching that one as a potential opportunity to trade wheat if it comes back down. So. Okay, if nobody else has any other categories you want to specifically focus on, we'll continue. I hope you find all this helpful. Again, we added these screeners, so if you'd like access to these screeners as well as all the other information that we use to not just to identify ETFs, but also opportunities with sector rotation, etc. In our ETF spreadsheet, any access or any level of our Patreon will give you access to that spreadsheet. Okay, we'll just very quickly talk about our shopping list. Our shopping list, is stocks that a list of stocks that you always wanted to buy, just waiting for an opportunity for them to become cheap, be it an irrational reaction to earnings or a market get pushed down with the overall market and hit your value target. We just have some caveats with those things on your shopping list. Make sure that you're not vulnerable to the bank collapse. You can see our previous videos discussing that in more detail, including the bonus link to our latest released video, part 3. Also, zombie stocks. Again, we expect to hear more, more defaults as companies don't have access to capital, their interest rates have gone up, their debt burden's gone up, and we'll probably talk more about recession as we go forward into the year, but we've been talking for a long time. Have your shopping list be recession proof, and again, as we get nearer to a potential looming recession, we'll talk more about potential, what do we want to rotate into as the recession approaches and we go into a shallow and or deepening recession. Okay, we'll talk about our dividend payers. Again, part of our strategy for making money while we wait is by piling into dividend payers. As you saw, we're looking at OPP for this week. We'll see what its yield looks like, as well as other potential opportunities. One that we've added now to our dividend payers spreadsheet for this week is UDR, which is a residential REIT. They buy things like apartment buildings, etc., lease those out. I find that particular type of REIT acceptable. As the lease payments, as they roll over, they can increase. Thank you to Joseph Hogue for turning us on to UDR. We'll see what the current situation with UDR is. It's a little bit above where I'd like it. Again, just a quick reminder, our All Access and VIP Patreons have 24/7 access to this dividend payers Google Sheet, so it can help you identify dividend payers that you may find that to generate income for yourself, any kind of income stream schedule that you would like. Just another quick enhancement that we made that I'll show you is we added an optionable column. And this optionable column now automatically gets updated from our automated systems that we run at the end of each day. So this can help you determine if you're buying a dividend payers, you can get the dividend, you can get price appreciation, and also if it's optionable, you can also sell covered calls against it and buy them back and generate your own additional dividends against a position if it's optionable. So again, I would prefer a dividend payer that is also optional. Gives me more ways to generate income off that position by selling and buying back covered calls as well. So that distinguishment I find helpful, and I hope you will as well. So also just a quick reminder, we do have a channel in our Discord. It's in the investing channel. We have an automatic feed on dividend hikes. So these channels are accessible to anyone in our Discord. Our Discord's free to join. Again, you get access to the vast majority of the channels just by joining our free Discord. And again, we have an automatic feed as companies announce dividend hikes. So you can see that here. And again, you can see the evolution of our dividend payer strategy and this Google Sheet that I'm going to jump to in a second via this link to searching for all the videos in our How to Find the Best Dividend Paying Stocks series via this link and in our BeachBum Trading YouTube channel. So let me bring up our dividend payers and we'll scroll through that quickly. And I'll grab a drink a sec. So again, in this spreadsheet, you can see, what the dividend paid is, when the ex-dividend is, when the pay date is. It's, basic yield, and then the adjusted yield is takes into account both their paid dividend and potential price appreciation based on the support resistance levels that we get from our database. So now you can also see the optionable column. So column B now shows you if a particular dividend payer is also optionable. So again, hopefully that will help you select the types of dividend payers that you would like to give you, if you're looking for a high dividend or price appreciation or a mixture of both. You can see the frequency of the payment, whether it's dividend, monthly, special, etc. And then we're highlighting those that are near their support level so that I can quickly scroll through these and identify ones that we might want to put on our watch list, we might want to buy in the very near term. FCAP is a regional bank. I would avoid that one. Anybody that's below 5%, again, with the Fed interest rate hikes nearing 5%, treasuries are probably more attractive than, less than 5% dividend. We have a sizable position in GLDI, but if gold maxes out, we may, and it reaches our price target, we might sell out of that, although it's been paying very nicely. Here's JEPI, JEPQ. It's a favorite of many people. You see METC does pay or has paid a dividend. Look at OPP. So here's the one, the bond fund that we're looking at. We see it pays a 10 cent per share dividend. It's got decent potential price appreciation. So if we get it down to 8ish, could go up to about 20 or at least 12 in the past year. So decent price appreciation in addition to the 10-cent dividend. So that's what we'll be looking at with buying a chunk of OPP. This one's kind of interesting. This is on volatility. I don't have it in the database. It hasn't been around all that long, but it's kind of interesting. Here's UDR. This is the residential REIT that we talked about. See, the price appreciation isn't real significant. We see it, paid a 42-cent dividend. So the yield's only 4%. Adjusted yield's pretty good. So it's got some price appreciation. We'd like it a little bit lower to get further price appreciation in that, but we'll keep an eye on that. Again, I like the overall concept of leasing, renting. I think we're going to see with the layoffs, the recession, the high mortgage rates, I think we're going to see more rentals, more leases, and so that the type of REIT I think might be attractive. This is an unprofitable oil company. So again, if anyone wants to look at any specific dividend payer, but again, if you join our Patreon at the All Access or VIP level, you can view this at any time. The prices and the low, high change, etc. And the 52-week data is based on Google Finance functions, so that'll update real time when the market's open. And then the ones in gray are ones that are updated from our database and at the end of each day. So in our notes, I've left our overall option strategy. We sell and buy back covered calls. We sell and buy back cash secured puts. We've talked about that for quite a while. Again, there's a link to the whole series on our option strategies for beginners in the notes, so you can see the whole evolution of our option strategies, our puts ROIC Google sheet, and we also have further videos in our options playlist. And again, if you're an all access or VIP Patreon, you can have access to this Google sheet at any time. So I'll bring that up and we'll talk about some of the additions. Okay, some I've added that we'll see. And you also see I posted these changes to the Watchlist channel in our Discord as well. So again, I posted these to the Watchlist channel in our Discord. Apparently it's performing a little slowly right now, but we've added those to the Watchlist sheet, which is end phase at 125. Again, for May, Experian, which is a travel, and also Netflix at 250. These all popped up when I looked at the options tool that we have a link to in our Google sheet as having a potential decent risk reward. So we'll see that in a minute. Also, there's a tools sheet in our puts ROIC Google sheet, and I added some links in that to this options section on bar chart, and specifically a highest implied volatility page on bar chart. And I've been trying to see if that would be additionally helpful. So we'll see. The jury's still out if that will help us identify further opportunities for selling puts. So I'll show you that as well. So now again on the tools tab on our Google sheet, I've got Option Seller ROI, which is the main tool that I've been using to find additional opportunities that we might want to watch. And then I also added this options link on bar chart and the highest implied volatility on bar chart on that tool. So just a quick reference again, and hopefully that will also help you identify potential options opportunities. Okay, so let me zoom this out a little bit. So again, we've had sold and bought back our Disney, so we'll be looking at potential opportunities to do that again, rinse and repeat. I currently have sales out on Google. We see fair value is pretty decent, so I've got a May. Yeah, I've got a May at 85 on Google. Got one out on Moderna. We see again, the last was over $1. I want something over $1 so I can make at least $100 per contract, and the fair value's decent. Also Micron, we had sold and bought back at 50 before. We'll see if we can get that again for May. And I've got one outstanding on Tesla at 120. We're looking to buy that back, 5 cents or less. I thought it might hit the other day. Didn't quite, the buy didn't quite hit yet. But again, then we've added Enphase, Experian, and Netflix. So we'll be watching those. Again, we've got the Google Finance functions with real-time pricing here, and then all the columns in gray get updated from our database automatically at the end of each day. So then we can scroll through and see, okay, is there anybody who's now become more attractive? So again, since the market's been pretty flat, pretty choppy, but was down the other day, it presented some opportunities potentially to sell some puts. So we'll try to do that to generate additional income while we wait. We've got the research tab, just others we've looked at in the past, so I can quickly look, see if anybody is looking attractive that I want to dig into further. And then, anybody we're going to add, I can do the research for the support and resistance levels on the research tab. And again, access the tools via the tool sheet. So again, our VIP and all access Patreons have access to this all the time. So again, you can use this during the day. The change will highlight, if it's in green, it says somebody's going down. You might want to look at potential opportunity to sell a put. If it's red, means going up. Might want to try to buy it back. So. And if you have any questions about any of this, any of our spreadsheets, etc., our Google Sheets, how to use them, how to maximize your benefit for your trading success, just let us know in the comments below in our Discord. We've got, got a Facebook group as well. You can contact us via our social media sites. You can find the links to all our Discord, our Facebook group, all our social media sites on the link section on our homepage, which is beachbumtrading.com, bum without the U. So again, if you have any questions, if you would like to see additions to have us do research on any puts, on any ETFs, etc., due diligence on any stocks, you can put those in the comments below in our Discord. Tag us, with our tag, which is BeachBum Trading Discord, so we get notified, can pay attention. Again, our profile is BeachBum Trading number 7313, so we accept no imposters. So, welcome, Smoked Tuna. Happy Easter to you. Sorry, we're just about to wrap up, but I'm just glad you joined us. Again, hope you're all having a great Easter holiday weekend. If anybody in the chat has any questions that I missed, I apologize if I missed your question previously. If you please throw it back up in the chat. I'll try to address it now. And again, you can always put it in the comments to the video in our Discord or via any of our other social media sites. And again, we'd love your feedback as to, what other enhancements can we make to our Google Sheets, to our automated systems, to our Discord, to our videos, to help you all succeed in your trading career. So we'd love to hear your feedback as to what can we do to help you succeed in your trading career. What would you like to see more of, less of, different? Just let us know, and we'll try to do what we can to, again, our goal here is to help you succeed in your trading career and hopefully help others. Again, please share this content with your fellow traders and friends. Again, we'd love to bring in some more people into the BeachBum trading community. The more people we have in the community helping each other out succeed in their trading career, the better it is for everyone involved. Again, I'd like to bring people in that got blown out, show them, there's always ways to make money trading in any kind of market. And that's our philosophy, and we try to help everyone do that. So people that got blown out or have never entered the market, let's bring them into the community and let's help them and show them you can make money trading in any kind of market. So again, we hope this all helps. We hope you like this content. Please smash the like button. Again, we'd really like to reach more of our traders, fellow traders, new traders, etc. out there, and we need the YouTube algorithm to help us do that. So, and we need our community to help us do that. So we thank you for all your help and support and for joining us today, and we hope that you all have a great Easter holiday weekend, and then we'll get ready for the trading week tomorrow. So have a great rest of your weekend, and we'll see you all on the trading floor tomorrow. Bye.